I apologize for that. Thank you guys. Anyway, though, hey, Brick Sargent, Brooks Bricks, Kip Hoffman, Brian LeBlanc, Paul W., Mr. Dunnigan, Ninjago, or Ninjordan's Block Shop, Varen, Ty, Mr. Dunnigan, Jonathan C., Varen, Groovy Leg. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I forgot I had the mic messed up. But anyway, now we got it on. But anyway, like I was saying, and hey, Aaron, how you doing? What I actually did last night is I had started out, and well, I actually had the top. And hey, how you doing, Brick Sergeant? Done last night. Didn't really like it though, and what I ended up doing is then I ended up making this version. Still didn't like that version because it's too flat in the middle in spots. So I am now working with this version is what I'm doing with now. And hey, how you doing, Will Harper, Mike McDonough, Studio City Bricks, Paul. I forgot to check everything when I first got on. The Drifting Samurai says, hi, Bevins. I've missed a lot of streams and videos. I see that I missed a lot of stuff. Yes, I've been trying to do a lot of streams and videos here over the last week or so. Zabadak, hey, hello. How are you doing, my friend? Anyway, though, to kind of show you what I've kind of done. Again, I've been playing with this all day long. I actually did. Groovy Lake says, just got here from the my Avengers Tower update. And thank you for watching that, by the way. But what I did is I actually put some detail work on the inside of this. And let me try and get this down so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Trying to make sure. Actually, you know what? It'd probably look better from the back. Those lights are awesome, my friend. And what floor did I want? I want this floor. Anyway, I got some control room stuff in there. Keep in mind, I am still doing other work, but I'm just trying to kind of show you guys what I have going on in there. And it is hard to get the camera to get in there to look really well. But as you can see, there is a bunch of different stuff going on inside of there. And that is my intention, is to do all different kinds of things on each and every little floor. One of the other things I'm wanting to do, I'm going to put, what I'm looking at anyway, is, because I'm going to have the Quinjet obviously sitting here, but I'm looking at down in here is the hangar bay. I'm going to probably put a bunch of toolboxes, things like that. I want to tile in the entire deck area. I did do a bunch of research because last night we were trying out a bunch of different colored lights and we had a bunch of different people giving opinions on what the lights should be. And I did a bunch of research, and the research that I found, this should be green, and then I can have like 2 flashing red, so that way the helicopter or whatever knows where to land. And then I'm going to put some white lights actually shining up on here. So I'm going to have 2 flashing reds, some green lights, and then I'll have the white lights here. And then I'm going to have the red flashers on each corner, which I have to buy a bunch of that stuff still. I noticed that a lot of people were actually making comments in regards to the lighting video I just made. And yes, everything that I've been using on this build so far, just so you're aware, including the light that is on right now, this is all Blinky bricks. And again, they are in Maryland, and oh my God, do they ship super fast. Just to give a little bit more information about them, because here, I'm trying to remember how quick, it's like a 2-day shipping time for me. From the time I placed my order till the time I actually received it, it was only like 2 days. And I actually just ordered some more lights today because I have some different ideas on what I want to do here now. And I'm expecting to probably see those lights that I just ordered here no later than Friday, because when you order from them, they ship unbelievably quick. I can't say enough about them. Really good lighting, really bright lighting. So very happy with them. And they're very reasonable, because a lot of the lights that I'm using in here, if you go with the shorter length cords, they're only like $1.29 a piece. He adds $1, I think, if you double the length of the cable on them. But very versatile, very easy to work with. Very happy with these. Anyway, trying to catch up on a few more of the comments. And Bricklock, Illinois, how you doing, my friend? Kyle Dunbar, hey, how you doing, buddy? Kevin, I I always hate because I butcher your last name, Kevin. But anyway, hey, how you doing, buddy? The Drifting Samurai. Is there anything new in the Lego community? I haven't been keeping up with Lego. There's always something new with the Lego community, my friend. Zabadak says, Mike, I have seen that movie too often. In Studio City Bricks, talking to Alex, is making his stomach rumble. I must have missed what Alex said. And by the way, hey, Alex, if I didn't say hi to you already. He says, hold on, everyone. Oh, he's making fettuccine Alfredo. Oh, that would make everybody's stomach hungry. Waterworld, yeah, that was kind of a bad movie. I agree with you. Aaron DeLilo says Lego is the best thing ever. Absolutely. Plastic Dude says FedEx. I don't believe it was FedEx. I thought he just shipped it priority mail, USPS. That's why I said I was actually surprised at how quickly I got that order. And then Kyle says, I'm actually going to order another second floor. You must be talking about, because I know you were building, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Kyle, you were working on the shop, the Grand Emporium. So I'm assuming you're going to be adding another floor to the Grand Emporium. Really cool set. That is something I intend on doing myself, but I'm going to actually make my Grand Emporium kind of extremely large. And thank you so much, Jonathan C. He says the build is looking awesome. Plastic Dude says impressive. Nightwolf17. Hey, how the heck are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Anyway, something else I wanted to show you guys that I was working on today. Let me get this camera a little bit out of the way. I actually was playing around with streetlights because with everything that I'm trying to do in my city, I do intend on lighting up my whole city now. I've got the wiring bug, the lighting bug, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, the point that I was going to make is that I designed some fresh streetlight poles. And here's the reason that I did that. If you watched my lighting video that I just did later on or just a little bit ago this afternoon, and thank you so much, Kyle Dunbar. Kyle Dunbar just donated $5, and he says, Bevins, it's looking amazing. Keep it up. I actually just finished my Grand Emporium. And awesome. Glad to hear that, Kyle, because I know you were working on it hard all day today. Now, I don't know about making my Emporium as big as this tower. It's what Mike just said. Oh, that's very street light. And let me show you another version. These are both two different versions. And I just had a little bit of a blip, so I apologize for that. But anyway, these are the two different versions that I made for streetlights today. One of these has got the minifig. It's an accessory piece. It's a rather new part, but it's a very cool part. But just to show you, because I can actually put my minifig on that to hold on to that. But the point that I was trying to make, and I just pulled the part off, is by using this, I'm actually getting some really good light distribution from that. And let me show you what I mean by that. If I take this and plug it in, I get a really good broad spectrum of light by using that little minifig piece. And what's really cool about it is it keeps everything hidden inside this tube. Because what I'm using is this is a support piece, a support beam, if you will. It's a 1x1x6 support, light blue gray. And then I'm just taking some Technic round pieces and running it up the side. And then I'm able to run the wire straight up the base of this. And then it's giving me this really cool street light. So this is probably what I'm going to be using throughout my entire city to light up the city streets. Now, I'm like, again, mind you, I made two different versions. I'm personally a bigger fan of this one. But this is another version of that light as well. And I will plug that in just to show you how that one looks also. But to me, I think the first one that I just showed you guys was the better of the two. And again, like I was just saying, I don't recommend getting into lights because I tell you what, once you start, you don't want to stop. But there you go. That's that one. To me, it's still a really good looking street light. But, like I said, though, me personally, I think I like the appearance of this one better. Trying to catch up a little bit on the comments. Bryce Bricks, hey, how you doing? Papa's Bricks, hello, hello. Mike McDonald says, guess I have a pet. The sacrificial lamb, Mike. Jonathan C. says, what part is that minifigure accessory? And Mike Lamolino, are you still in here? Or because I'm trying to remember what that part number was. Mike actually gave me that part number today. I believe it's 72488 or something like that. Um, but let's see. Let me pull it off just to kind of show you guys. This, like I said, it's that little minifig accessory piece. And it's a stud. I'm hoping this will make it a little easier to see. Maybe not. Let's try this camera. That ain't helping anymore either. I will have to look up that part number. But to me, like I said, it really gives a really good light distribution. And it just, to me, it looks really cool. And that, now keep in mind, I do intend on making a how-to video on this. And I will probably post it tomorrow. And I can tell you when I typically do, for any of those that are not familiar with my how-to videos, I generally always show all the part numbers for all the different parts that I've done in the video. So you can expect to see this video here in the next day, maybe 2 days, a how-to video on how to make this exact light pole, and I will have all the part numbers in that video for anybody that's interested in this. So, and you're more than welcome, Jonathan. Mike McDonald says, God, these days are just flying by, and yes, they are. And Kip Hoffman, there's the number there. He says it's 25893. And you know what? I keep forgetting that I can actually just open up my computer. And let's verify that that is what that is. That does sound right, though, my friend. 25893. Let's look it up. And that is, he is absolutely correct. The part number for that minifig accessory piece is 25893. So if anybody is interested in that, and I'm even going to do this and do one better. Here's the reason that I like this piece. There's a link to be able to go right to Bricklink, and it'll show you that exact part number. Am I drilling through anything to run the wires? No, I have not drilled through anything. That is what's cool about these. Now, I will say this, with this particular part, and there, my furnace finally shut off. My little friend. The one thing I am doing, because if you look, and I'm hoping you can see this, when you look at the end of these, there is it's already hollow, don't get me wrong, but there's a little tidbit of plastic that's still left in there. And all I'm doing is I'm taking a Phillips head screwdriver and just pushing it through just to clean it out. And then I'm running my wires up through it. But everything else is totally hollow. But let me show you, you know what? Let me show you exactly what I do and how I do it. So, to run the wires up the pole, if you wanted to make a light pole like I'm doing, and like I said, I will be making a video tomorrow on how to do it as well. But anyway, if you were to take this piece, because like I said, it is already hollow, but there's just a little bit of plastic in there. So you just take a screwdriver and just push it to knock that little extra little bit of a ring off of it. And now it's hollow. And then what you can physically do, and I thought I had all the pieces handy. Let me grab them. Oh, they're there. And then all you're doing is you're taking this piece and then you're just putting it on, and then you use the Technic pin that's black, because the black pin has the friction studs on it, so that way it won't allow the pieces to spin. So you just do that all the way up, just like so, until you get however tall you want your light to be. And then you simply, and do I have an extra light here? Yes, I do. If I can find it, one of these has got to be disconnected. If it will, there we go. And then all you're simply doing, because the LED is so tiny, you just take it, try and straighten out your wires the best that you can. Set it up inside of there, and you got to fish it around a little bit, and there you go. No drilling required. As you could see, everything is open, so it's very, very, very easy to do. And then once you take it up and out the top, because you can see that the wire does have to come out the top, you just take it and then you put it around top and the front, and then you put it down. Now, the reason that I used that minifig hand piece, and the reason that I like that minifig hand piece, and again, I will be describing and explaining all this in a video soon too, is because with that having the anti-stud, it's giving me more room for the LED, so I don't have to worry about me smashing or crushing the LED when I'm making my street light like this. And that was why I opted for the little minifig handpiece like that. Otherwise, though, what you could do, like I did on this particular light, I used this piece right here. This is that new, it's a 1x2 plate, and it's got the rounded edges with the holes in it. And the reason that I did that is it's giving me a little extra space for the LED, because then you can physically take your LED and set it inside of there, and then that'll let it shine as well. So anytime that I'm building and designing anything, I'm always trying to look at different unique parts and things that I can use in order for me to be able to fish my wiring around and things like that. And like I said, I do that with everything. And that's part of the reason why I redesigned this particular light. And hey, James Jackson, how are you? Paul W. must be cracking the whip. Good evening to you, though, James. Mike McDonald's doodly-doo says, whoa, LOL. Kyle Dunbar talking to Scott. Anyway, though, let's get back over to working on this guy. And now that I've kind of shown you guys some of the street, this is, like I said, the street light you can expect to see in my city now coming up soon. And that was just something else because somebody was asking about, do I drill? And no, this wire is so thin. I just want to show you. You can actually click your part, your street light down, and there's no problem at all with it. So it makes it easy to hide, because if I wanted to do anything with that, I could take a tile, and I don't have any tiles handy, but you can tile right over that wire and the wire disappears, so it's not a big deal at all. Norden says, when will the Hulk smash be? No Hulk smashing. LOL, Paul, a hip master. I don't know about that. Chris says, so then you run the wires across the top of the base plate, then over the tile. Yes. Like I said, you can just take, as you can see right here, and let me just to show you. If I was to put this over here like this, for example, I'll even take a few plates just to show you. Like I said, you can tile right over that wire. That wire is very thin. And just to give you an example of how easy. There's nothing fancy you need to hide your wire. Just like I said, simply take it, put your tiles right over top of it. And that is exactly how you hide your wire. You just, like I said, it's underneath that tile, so it actually kind of holds that in place, but that is exactly all you do. You just lay it down and tile it right over it. It's extremely easy. The wire is extremely thin. And that's what I was just showing, Mike. This, everything that I'm using right now with these lights, this is all Blinky bricks. So yes, to answer your question, as you can see right here, yes, you can tile over the wire from Blinky bricks, very easily. It works very well. Thank you, Carol. Carol F says, really enjoy watching you build, and hello to you as well, Carol. And greetings to New Jersey from Michigan, my friend. How are you, John Garrett? Anyway, though, like I said, that's just to kind of show you some more of the stuff about Blinky bricks. Like I said, tile right over it. You don't have to drill nothing. It hides right away. As you can see, it's just a really, really, really good product. And let me unplug that one, and I will plug this one in one more time, because this is going to be the street lights I'm going to be using, is this guy right here. This is the design that I really personally love. Currently right now, Drifting Samurai is asking me, do I use a specific type of lighting? LED, all the LEDs are 3 volt. I believe they are 402 millimeter or it's a 402 LED is the stuff that I'm using. And if you go and look at my video showing the lighting on my airport, for example, that video should only be 2 days old. I have links on every LED, the power supply, the wire, everything that I'm using. So if you have any questions about any of that, you should go watch some of my how-to lighting videos, and all the information is there. And hey, how you doing, Talus Moonbreaker? And John Garrett says, the more I look at Daryl's barn, the better I feel about my build area. Alex K, talking to Alex. And you know, it's because Paul likes to always crack my butt about cleaning up the barn and everything too. And you know what? A lot of it is quite frankly, it's a workshop, is how I look at my barn. And even my workshop was always a pig pen. So this being a workshop, it is always a mess. And part of the biggest reason is because I'm always trying to make videos and other things. So time that I would normally probably spend cleaning, I'm trying to make entertainment, we'll say, for the channel. So I end up jumping streams and jumping directions a lot. And that's part of the reason for the sloppiness. But like I said, it's my workshop and it'll always be a mess. The Drifting Samurai says, okay, I'm going to go watch the lighting video. Dale says, hey, and hey, how you doing, Dale? Anyway, I want to get back to working on this guy so I can show you guys some of what I had going on. And let me spin this, and before I spin it, let me unplug that light, because otherwise that will just flip right off of there. But I wanted to try and get some more of this top done if I could. Now, just to show you something else that I will be doing, because I know I've had a few people ask me about that as well. As far as this goofy line right here, I do already have something planned and designed to hide, and yes, this is the right piece, to hide that, because that is a really, really, really ugly line. And what I'm going to be doing with that, and this is not the right part. Here it is. I was just going to try and slap it back together real quick so you can see what I was talking about. And I guess that is the other one. We don't want that piece there. But just to show you, because that's just one of the other many things I want to do, I have this bar that I'm going to run across the front, but this is physically going to end up getting placed like this, and that is actually the wrong side, I think. But just to give you an idea, though, I'm hoping you can see that, because I don't want to have that jagged line there. I do want to have that nice and clean. So that is something else I am going to be doing, is making sure that's nice and clean. And I think what I actually had done was this. Yeah, that's it. So that's how that's going to end up looking. And to me, doing that is going to clean that edge up really beautifully. So that is another thing I have to say that I'm going to be doing, is making sure I get all my lines nice and smooth. Because to me, it's not going to be a finished build if my edges aren't smooth. So that's one of the other things I do intend on doing. And I am trying to do. It's just, it's like a lot of things. It's part of the process. I'm trying to get my main structure, main shapes up and then set up first, and then I'm going to come back and do a lot of that kind of detail work. But just like I was saying, though, there is going to be a bar coming across the front of this. I'm going to have two clips that are going to come and stick out and hold on to that bar, just like the actual building, because I want to make sure everything gets that smoothness. You know what I mean? And how you doing, Paul? Dale said, I saw your video on Blinky lights. I got to say, another A+ review, and thank you so much, Dale. I appreciate that. Gerald Lewis says, how's it going, and how are you, my friend? And yes, I did see that you'd said that earlier, Kyle, that you finished your Grand Emporium, and that's awesome, my friend. But anyway, let's turn this. I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see. And yes, I agree with you, Zabadak. A clean build table is an illusion. It's a fairy tale. And there we go. What I was starting to do up here, is what I'm trying to show you guys, is I was starting to try and do a little bit of, I was trying to see if we could light it up a little bit, and that ain't helping. I'm going to start trying to do some rooms here. What I'm actually kind of thinking is I'm going to make like this room right here in the penthouse, somebody's type of bedroom. And then I have a stairs that's coming up here. I have a stair from there, a stair from here, and a stair from here, so on and so forth. And then I'm going to make another room, I think, right here. And then I'm going to put another stairwell here because this is going to be the small landing pad. And then this section will actually be taller. And Carol was asking, how tall will it be in total? Currently, right where it sits, I'm at 5 feet. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be adding probably a 2-foot base to the building. So the actual total height is going to end up being a total 7 feet in height. And what is Blinky Lights? It's Blinky Bricks is the company name. It's actually not Blinky, but they do make LED lighting. But it's a company in Maryland. And if you watch the video that I posted just shortly before my live stream, you will actually get a lot more information from there. And I do have a link for Blinky Bricks also in that video as well. And that is the LEDs that I've been using in all these products. And Gerald Lewis says, I'm a big fan of astronomy. Mike McDonald says, one of the floors should be a scene where you try to lift Thor's hammer. That could be interesting. Paul W. just donated $5, and he says, how much will you clean for this donation? Very little, Paul. But thanks for the donation anyway, buddy. That'll actually go to my lighting, my lighting supply, we'll call it. And yes, this is going to be a big building. Anyway, let me try and get back to work on some of what I was doing over here. But like I said, I'm thinking about making this a bedroom, making another bedroom here, keeping this a stairwell, and then I already have some other stuff going on in the inside of it. And Carol says she'll be able to fit inside of this build. Let's see if I can lower this down a little bit so you guys can get a better perspective of what I'm working on. And let me turn this over to here. And I want to see if I can get this plugged back in. And that is not long enough, so I'm not going to be able to plug it in. So now maybe I can do it. There we go. What I was trying to do is make it to where you can kind of see what's going on inside of it. I do have Thor inside right now. I do have Iron Man inside right now. And I do have a couple control panels down in the front. I'm going to be adding more because how I'm kind of looking at this floor right now is that's kind of like the landing pad, so to speak, for the front of the building, because that is where the landing pad is. So that's kind of like the control tower. And then what I'm looking at doing is back here in the back corner, putting a living room or something in it, and maybe even putting some more living space or some type of kitchen or something over in this corner. But that's kind of my intention for that portion of the building. But anyway, let's start getting some of this flooring back in. And actually, Mr. Dunnigan, no, I had never thought of that, but that would be a cool sounding build, I have to say. Making a movie studio. That sounds extremely interesting, actually. Yeah, it does kind of look like a cat condo, doesn't it, Scott? I can see where you think that and feel that anyway. It's basically like a cat penthouse. Yes, this is strong enough to pick up. I currently have a bunch of wires here though, so I won't do it. But I have picked it up several times in other videos. And thank you, Whiskey Shred. I appreciate it. This building, I'm going to tell you right now, though, because I know a lot of people keep asking me when's it going to be done, and so on and so forth. And this is going to be one of those builds that it will be going for months, because of the sheer size of it, and because everybody thinks it should agree with that. Because I'm going to light it up. This is probably going to take at least 3 to 4 months to actually complete. So this is not something that's going to be finished overnight. Just putting that out there. Whiskey Shred says cats are little lions. Yeah, basically they are. Kevin Swan, hello, hello. Gerald Lewis says, fun fact, Mars is 2 times colder than jumping in an ice lake in the winter mountains. And I can totally believe that. And that's good to know, Tav. He said a good resource for the interior would be the Marvel Avengers video game. So I'll have to keep that in mind. I need to get some 1x1 plates. Give me 1 minute. Circus. Alex says, how do you make a Lego building strong? The biggest thing is always overlap your parts as much as possible anyway. But the other thing is you should have connection points on all 4 sides. Because I know a lot of people think what's the matter with the fact that it does that little shimmy and shake. And what the reasoning for that is the front space of this building is still hollow and open. I haven't done the cross supports on the front side yet, so that's why it looks so flimsy, but it really is not flimsy at all. And I need a 2x2. Because once I put those supports in there, it should strengthen it right up. Should strengthen it up. And now I want to fill this. Yeah, Gorilla Glue would make it strong. You are right on that. But yes, I'm with Paul. Glue on Lego will get you a timeout. Because we don't crackle the Lego. At least I don't crackle the Lego. Now, I have met people that will, and me personally, because even when I'm done building something, there's still times that I'll end up ripping it apart. So I would never personally ever glue anything when it comes to Lego. But some people like to. They think it's better if they glue it together. And I'm not going to fault anybody for doing it, but I personally myself do not glue. And that's awesome. Gerald Lewis says he's writing a story about Mars colonists. 2, 3, 4, 6. Les pièces de résistance. My next project after this, Aaron, I do need to still work on my freeway, and I will probably jump back over and work on that a little bit here soon. But I don't plan on doing too many different projects right now. I have enough. I have enough projects going on at the moment as it is. That's the biggest thing with building big like this. It takes a very long time. Now that is a good idea, Nathan. He says some people will actually use hot glue for extra clutching power. So that is, because you're right, that is easily removed. So that is an option. I do agree with that. But it's not something that I personally do though. And oh, there they are. To say, I know I had windows here. Yes, I actually will be putting street lights on the highway as well. So that is something that I do fully intend on doing, is lighting up the highway also. And now I just found where all my parts were. And good morning to you, Emma Zoe Sanders. I hope you're having a great day. And I need plates. Which I'm probably, I actually need to put this interior wall in too, I think. Because this is going to be the top floor for the landing pad. So this needs to have a slope, which will be here. And now I need a door. So I need a dark blue. There we go. So we want to have our doors. So we have ease of access. Now I got to put an interior wall in here. So far I had a really good day, Emma, and thank you so much for asking. And I will actually, my day is about over. So I will probably be going to bed here fairly soon. But thank you so much for stating that. How do I want to do this? I got to do the wall first. I can actually pick this up by myself. And Dale says he did his first brick. Oh wow, that is a Bevan's brick size order. He says he can't believe he spent $400 for one part type. That is a huge order, my friend. Oh wow, it's 3 a.m. in England, so that's very late. And thank you so much, Macro. I appreciate that, buddy. And how are you, my friend? Hopefully you're doing well. My nizzle. I need 2 plates. Yes, if it fell, it would suck. But then I guess that would be a Hulk smash moment. Yeah, there we go. Alex says he likes the adults when they comment. I don't know why that is, Alex. A lot of them are smart, Alex. Yeah, I need to fill that. Can't go that thick. Well, we're all kids here, Mike. At least in our own mind, anyway. And that sounds like a fun build, Dale. He says he's expanding his greengrocer. Too bigger. There we go. Now I need a 1x2. Now this side stays where it's at. This is the only side that's going to be coming up. And I think oh, and I just dropped it down inside. There we are. Evan says he's been working on a design for a local movie theater. And anything when you're trying to design it for a 32 by 32, I totally get it can be frustrating because it is hard to build in that size of a space, as you can tell for me anyway. So this is going to have a wall. So we're all just big kids here. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want something else. This for here. I want 8. Well, you're never in trouble, Scott. Who you kidding? I think that's got that. So now I can bring this over, and I'm wondering if I should put a door up here. Because I'm thinking this is going to be like the extra landing pad, which I had even thought about bringing this out and round and having a door here and making this a room is kind of my thought with it anyway. I definitely want this to come up. So that will have to go there. this is where I'm going to have to start probably doing a bunch of reinforcement because it's getting a little thin up in here. Yeah, it's almost got the Bevan eyes hidden. That's what cracks me up, because I've actually seen a few builds where people are claiming theirs is 5 feet tall and it's like down to here on them, and it's like, I wonder how they measure. Hey, how you doing, John? Trying to think what I want to do here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I do that, yeah, the eyeball measure method. Yeah, that's probably is what they're doing. So how the heck? You know what? Actually, let's see how that would look. So I need a 1x2. That's a 4. So 2. Let me get a actually. Thank you so much, R. Claxton. He says the tower's looking amazing. 60 inches, 60 centimeters, same thing. I think that's how they're measuring, to be honest. At least that's how it looks like they're measuring. And then if I do one more here, so then I can bring that up, and then I can put a door here. Let me get a door. Hey, how you doing, Lego lover? Correct me if I'm wrong on thinking that there is a door coming out to a landing pad here. I doubt I'll be building any castles anytime soon, TZR Dink. I do need a 1x2 by 5. That's not it. Here it is. And then I can put that there. I need a 2x2 plate. Mike says he's getting old. Tomorrow is his day off and he's tired already. Trust me, I can relate to that, my friend. I can totally relate to that. I don't think you could afford to commission one from me, TZR. Not being a smart aleck, but I am not cheap. I am definitely going to have to put some interior supports on this. I don't think that'll look too bad though. I almost feel like this needs to go one level higher. Let's see how that would look. Well, that right there makes you rich if you don't have any kids. I speak from experience on that one. Kids are expensive. I need... Well, like I said, that's all I say is I'm not cheap. Depending on the size of the build, because I do charge a very hefty sum for labor. Because if I can't make what I make as a tradesman, it's not worth my time. And that's the best way to be, TZR. To treat yourself like a kid. That way you'll never get old. Aaron is asking, what's the tallest building that's ever been built in Lego? If I had to throw a guess out there, Aaron, it would be the Twin Towers. They're actually, I believe they're still building it right now. I might be mistaken though. But that particular build is huge. It depends on if you're talking about as far as mocks or if you're talking about as far as an actual structure. The tallest Lego structure, I believe, was done, it was like in Sweden or something. And with that being said, I want to say that they had a crane and it was like 30 feet in height. So I guess it depends on what you're looking at. But I do know that they're building a World Trade Center mock. And it's absolutely huge. TZR says, I don't doubt you're not cheap. You do quality work and I'm always impressed. And thank you so much, TZR. Yes, it would be extra for lighting. You're absolutely correct. But a castle wouldn't have lights unless you're doing flick lights for like flames. And yes, my email is in my links. I've had other people contact me after they saw me do the last commission job. And they didn't like my prices, let me put it that way. That's why I just tell people I'm very expensive. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for a plate. There we go. Now I'm wondering, am I getting too tall as far as this peak? Mind you, I'm still just roughing this up. This is not like a written in stone. I'm just trying to see if I'm going to like the height that I'm kind of figuring out. Trying to give you a front view. I'm wondering if I should, let's just see how it would look. Let's go one more higher, just because I'm curious. Let's see what one level higher would look like. So that would be, how many pieces is at 0? I'm not sure what you're asking, Alec. This is still stuff I have to fill in. This is all temporary. I definitely have to do some interior supporting on all this. Oops. I haven't seen it yet, Jonathan. I might get it though. Because it does sound like a cool set. Evan says 1 story higher. Oh, it doesn't wiggle that much. Like I said, it just wiggles a little bit. I almost feel like that should be the stopping point though. If that's not the stopping point, then this needs to be slightly higher on this side. It's what comes to mind anyway. I do like that shape better than what I had before though. Mike says when he sees the building shaking. Get some of this stuff off the deck. And thank you so much, Groovy Leg. He says the best Avengers tower he's ever seen. That can come on. Anyway, I'm getting tired, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I've been on here an hour and a half, guys. Oh, and with that being said, I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage. And I will say a special thanks to all those that supported the stream. And with that being said, that would be the supporters that were with Super Chats. So that would be Kyle Dunbar and Paul W. So thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. As without supporters like you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. But anyway, on that note, I am going to end the stream here. So as always, thank you for coming to Bevan's Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.